great for rising. You know, Snoop Dogg is back in the news. Listen to what Snoop Dogg had to say, and I'll be back. This is part one of Snoop Dogg. Come back tomorrow for part two of Snoop Dogg.
See, what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz, the Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Kiki Palmer's in that movie. So we watching it, and she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh shit! I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age, like
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
What you see?
As you can see, Snoop Dogg took his grandson and some other kids, I think, to the movies. And in the movie, there's this gay couple, lesbian couple, two women kissing and carrying on. And later on, one of the women have a baby. So Snoop's grandson want to know, how is that possible? Here you have two women. It takes a male and female contribution to make a baby. So evidently his grandson knows that. So he wanted to know, how in the world did these two women have a baby? And Snoop Dogg said, well, he wasn't ready for that. They said it put him in the middle of something that he didn't want to be in the middle of. Okay, and I can understand that. Uncomfortable for him, maybe. But I just wanted to point out some things about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, because I know you just hang on to my every word. But listen, think about this. Is this karma? Now, what I mean by that is what you put out there coming back to you. I think about the lyrics, the different things that you've said in your songs, your different actions. You came to the MTV Awards with two black women on chains like they were female dogs. And we know the term for female dogs. It starts with a B and it rhymes with witch. So, and all these other things that was confusing, I'm sure, to young people. Not wanting. So I'm getting ready to put some X-rated stuff up on the screen. So if you think you're going to become offended by that, just scroll past it. But I want to tell you, it's going to be some X-rated stuff that I'm going to come back. And these are actually lyrics from Snoop Dogg's song, lesbian, or however you pronounce it. You know, he have his way of pronouncing stuff. Take a look, and I'll be back. Now, those were actually some of the more tamer, I guess I would say, tamer lyrics from Snoop Dogg. He has really said some stuff. And I mean, it just blasts all over the airwaves, and everywhere you turn, sometimes when music is playing, you don't necessarily want your children to listen to this stuff. You don't necessarily expose your children to this stuff. But guess what? They hear it. You could be in your car. It's blasting all on the radio, on CDs, everywhere you went, all this derogatory stuff that parents didn't want their children to see or be subjected to. And they didn't have a choice. At least here, Snoop Dogg, you're saying you don't want to go to the movies. Okay, you have that choice. You can keep your child away from the movies, and you should, if you don't want them to hear that stuff. I ain't mad at you for that. But keep in mind, have you placed so many adults, so many people in different spaces that they didn't necessarily want to be in? So that's why I asked about the karma thing, and not just Snoop Dogg. I want all of us. Be mindful. You see how when the tables are turned, you see how everything is different than when the tables are turned? So I just want to say that. So now come back tomorrow for part 2, because actually in part 2, I'm going to talk about why I agree with Snoop Dogg. I agree totally with Snoop Dogg and what he's saying. But by the same token, I just want to point that out. Accountability goes both ways. You got to be accountable because, see, you're not the only one with grandchildren. You're not the only one with children. You're not the only one with people you love who are what we call small people. I don't know. I hear people calling them small people. I guess you can't say children anymore. I don't know. You know what? But anyway, that's my point, Snoop Dogg. Be mindful of the damage you've caused. And maybe you can stop causing some of that damage. Because as I said, with your music and stuff, parents don't have a choice a lot of time whether or not their children hear it. They hear it on the school grounds, in the cars, in the neighborhood. So you keep that in mind. And as I said, come back tomorrow for part 2. And I'm going to tell you why I agree totally with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, you created an environment where other people's children were exposed to your filth. Why did you do it? I'm Lily Bell. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. And you remember this. If they close my book, you remember my story. Be encouraged. Lily Bell. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Support our youth in any way you can. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Albert C. Richardson, a black man, patent the butter churn U.S. patent number 446470, February 17th, 1891. I'm Lily Bell. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. I leave you with this. If they close my book, you remember my story. A Nat Turner Runner production. Lock and load. Lily Bell. Be encouraged.